The best moments in our lives are not the passive, receptive, relaxing times. The best moments usually occur if a person's body or mind is stretched to its limits in a voluntary effort to accomplish something difficult and worthwhile. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. Leading with Flow, Restoring Energy, Clarity and Purpose by Kimmaree Thompson. From Scattered to Centered. If you've ever reached the end of the day, feeling like you were busy but got nothing important done, you're not alone. As leaders, especially in regional and small business contexts, is constantly switching roles: decision maker, community voice, mentor, strategist, and sometimes emotional support person. We bounce between meetings, messages, admin, and caretaking responsibilities, rarely with enough time to focus deeply or recover fully. This constant mental toggling doesn't just drain your energy, it fractures your attention, fragments your sense of purpose, and slowly chips away at your creative spark. So what's the antidote? It isn't more productivity hacks. From my life experience, the answer is finding some time for a session with flow. Flow, the leadership advantage you can't ignore. Flow, as defined by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, is the mental state in which we feel our best and perform our best. It occurs when we're deeply immersed in something challenging yet meaningful, using our skills at their best capacity, without distraction or doubt. Contrary to hustle culture, flow doesn't happen under constant pressure or stress. It happens when three things align: a clear goal or challenge, a belief that you have the skills to meet it, a meaningful reason to engage. When those conditions are present, time stretches. Focus sharpens, creativity returns, and you feel not just productive but alive. We have all had the experience of suddenly realizing we have not had a break or even a drink for 3 or 4 hours, yet feel more refreshed and alive than we did when we got up in the morning. It may not happen often, but it does happen to us all. This is flow. What blocks flow? The hidden costs of fragmentation. For many professionals, especially those in mid-career leadership or regional roles, fragmentation is the biggest barrier to flow. Some common signs include decision fatigue or constant mental clutter, feeling disconnected from the why behind your work, multitasking that leaves everything half finished, physical and emotional fatigue despite ongoing busyness, a sense of guilt when you rest, even though you're exhausted. You're not failing. You're simply operating in an environment that rewards reactivity and punishes deep focus. Getting back to flow, 3 paths to realignment. Path 1. Map your energy, not just your time. Instead of obsessing over time management, start noticing when your energy peaks and drops. What times of day do you naturally feel alert or inspired? What drains you fast? Try tracking your energy for a few days. Then realign your schedule so your most important work happens during your energy highs. Reflection or journaling. Question: what drains your energy that could be eliminated or delegated, even in small ways? Path 2. Lead from your strengths. Flow is most accessible when we use our innate strengths. These are not just skills, but the things you do effortlessly and enjoy, even when they challenge you. If you don't know your top strengths yet, consider positive psychology tools like VIA Strength Survey or Gallup's Clifton Strengths Assessment as a starting point. But chances are you already have an instinct for what lights you up. Ask yourself, when do I feel most like myself? What do people consistently appreciate about how I participate or lead? Where do I lose track of time? When you can align your day-to-day work with your core strengths, resistance drops and energy returns. Path 3. Create systems that protect your focus. Flow requires focus-friendly systems even if your life is full. This could include scheduling 90-minute deep work blocks for strategy or creative projects, using apps like Asana, Notion, or Trello to reduce task overwhelm, turning off notifications for at least 2 to 3 hours a day, starting your day with one flow-first task instead of checking email. If you work in a high-demand role, even one protected hour per week to focus deeply can re-anchor your sense of purpose. Reflection or journaling question. What boundaries could you set to honor your need for focus? Include how to action without guilt. Flow in real life. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let's be real. Life is rarely calm or consistent, especially for leaders who wear multiple hats or live in remote communities where they are highly visible. It can feel like there's never enough time or space to enter a flow state. But flow isn't just for uninterrupted afternoons or creative retreats. You can find it in meaningful problem-solving conversations while cooking, walking in nature, or swimming laps. During short bursts of writing, visioning, or crafting. You don't need hours of quiet. You need to hold the intention and to give yourself permission to take that time for yourself. Flow is leadership with soul. Flow isn't about escape. It's about integration. It connects your skills to your purpose, your actions to your values. And in a world that often feels fast, reactive, and noisy, leading from flow is a radical act of self-trust and service. Because when you're in flow, you make better decisions. You model sustainable leadership. You feel more connected to the people and outcomes that matter. Reflection or journaling. Question: what is one shift, however small, you could make this week to protect your energy and invite more flow into your work or life schedule? I hope these articles are providing an opportunity to reflect and refine some of your approaches, an opportunity to tweak your program with small, manageable changes that bring you more of what you want out of work and life. I always feel completely re-energized after a couple of hours in the flow state. I may have got a huge piece of work done, but feel enlivened with more energy than I felt before I started. Please comment. If you get a change to give it a go, what were your experiences? Did you find your feelings became re-centered and your focus less scattered? If you are interested in learning more about Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi and his work defining flow, You the Write an article on Substack includes a link to a detailed article on researchgate.net, a link to his books on Amazon, and a link to a TED Talk by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe on Substack. Free or paid all help to support this work.